Hey guys, this is what is known as a macerator pump. It's currently emptying our gray tank, coming down through here and getting pumped out through this hose all the way over there. Originally, we actually were pumping it through this hose all the way up to the front of this house right here, where they have their all the way up by that tree. This pump works wonders. It's fantastic. It'll work for the black tank, it'll work for the gray tank. It comes with a little flush valve here, so you can put in fresh water in and pump the water out. It'll grind up all your garbage, all your black tank, so you can put it, it'll go right into a sewage tank. It works really, really well. The only thing you really need though, one thing that nobody talked to me about was, first of all, this cord that they give you with it does not work very well. I mean, it's a piece of junk. It really is. Also, it only plugs into a 12 volt, almost like a car cigarette lighter. That's what it plugs into. So you either have to come over here and start your car and plug it into your car, or you have to figure out a way to plug it into a cigarette lighter somewhere. And with newer RVs, they don't have that. So you have to get an inverter, which I got. You can't just get any old inverter, you gotta get a good one. I'm gonna show you which one to get in a minute. So you can buy it together with this thing, and then you can plug it right into the wall, plug it into this, and then you can run it anytime you want. Basically allowing you to park at your friends' houses if you want to, and dump right into their what do you call it, underground sewage tanks. Okay, so we decided we wanted this the way we got this macerator pump and figured out what it was we when we got back to the town that I work in, we finished traveling around and we got back here after COVID. Every place is completely booked up. I mean, there's nowhere to stay. Some friends said, hey, come stay at our place. So we came and looked at it. We're like, yeah, we can stay at your place. The only problem is the septic tank is really far away from the motorhome. How are we going to get our black and gray tank emptied? We thought about it and looked it up. We found the macerator pump. This pump will actually pump. We've only tried up to 100 feet. It will pump uphill 100 feet. I can verify it happened. We did it. We lived like that for a long time. We moved a little closer later, but it will easily pump 100 feet uphill. Easily. Both gray and black tank. First things first, pretty much every macerator pump is going to come with this 12 volt cable here that has a head that goes into a cigarette lighter on the end. These are pretty much all made in China, and they're all pieces of junk. When you get yours out of the box and you flip it on to work it, I would highly suggest that you don't open the gray and black tank first and then flip it on for the first time. I suggest you plug it in and give it a try, because these are often faulty and this switch is often faulty. But don't worry, you can replace these things pretty easily over at O'Reilly's or at AutoZone. Pretty easy to replace. I would keep this part right here, and then just there's a kit that you can get. You can cut this off and you can put a new one on here. Honestly, then you'll have no problems. I would suggest just knowing when you go in that these things are both gonna suck. Secondly, this is an inverter. I didn't know all this stuff when I purchased the macerator, so I really didn't know what I was doing. I just thought I'd plug it in somewhere. You can't. The thing is, the macerator itself will pull a certain amount of amperage. I believe it pulls between 8 and 12 amps. I can't remember, but I thought that's what it was. Or maybe it was 9 amps or something like that. But I wanted to make sure that this power adapter here, this inverter, put out enough amperage, and you want to make sure it does. You can read it on the back. It'll tell you exactly what it can do, and you want to make sure you get enough stuff out of it. I think this one's like 15 or something. 15 amps. There it is. Output 15 amps. So I went for the more expensive one. It had fantastic reviews. It's called Roy Powell. I'll probably put a link in the details here. It has not failed me. This thing has been awesome. Everything else I tried just would not pump things fast enough and did not work. This one has been great, and I've taken good care of it. So watch out for this. What you don't want to do is depend on your car. And if you have a place to plug in like a cigarette lighter input, like a 12 volt input, that's great. Right into your motorhome over there. That's really great. Maybe you have one in your motorhome and you have to get like an extension for it to get it all the way. But this was the best option for us, and these little inverters work super well. So you just want to make sure you get the high enough amperage on it, because those little macerators, they don't pump. They'll pump basically whatever speed you give them. Whatever power you give them, they're going to pump at. So if you get a really good inverter, it'll pump super fast. But if you hook it up to your car, sometimes it can take a really long time. I got tired of pulling my car up so close, every time I need to dump the tanks, and then just constantly having it running. It's just bad. It's bad. This works way better. So that's the Macerator pump. As far as hoses to use on it, we just use a regular old garden hose. I had to get like an adapter, transparent tube adapter, so I could see what was coming through it. And then I also had to get an extension of like the Stinky Slinky, the plastic extension, so I could see what water was coming out of it, because you don't want to run that thing without any gray or black water going through it. You don't want to do that at all. It's not good for it. It'll burn the motor up. But as soon as if you have it like I do, where you have the transparent tube above it and you can see the water coming down, you can just flip it off as soon as you're done. So pretty cool. I think it's a great idea if you want to be at a friend's house for a while. Maybe you're a full-time traveler and like you have a friend who lives far away. You can be like, we can stop at your house, and then you can pump it right into their septic tank. It even will take care of your toilet paper. I mean, depending on how much you use. I always have to tell my kids, look, we don't need to use this much toilet paper. But it'll take care of pretty much whatever you throw at it. And we've been doing it for, 3 months now. We've been using it for 3 months.